Hello everyone, Sobo here, and today I want to ask you a simple question. Can you game on a display adapter? First of all, let me explain what a display adapter is. The display adapter is, maybe you guessed it, a graphics card. Well, it's not like a 1050, an RX 480 or the upcoming 1080 Ti, or even the 750 Ti. No, a display adapter is that kind of GPU that comes with a pre-built system, an OEM card. So today we're not discussing about an EVGA or an MSI or even an ASUS card. No, we're talking about the HP HD 7570, which is obviously an HD7 series from AMD. It's the only one from its kind which comes with 2 GB of DDR3 memory. Don't get too hyped about because it's just a marketing trap. This card can handle any app who needs 2 GB of video RAM or even maybe 1.5 or 1 GB. It's clocked at 650 MHz with a memory speed of only 1600 MHz. You can find this card for roughly $50 or pounds or even 75, which is kinda strange considering that an HD 7870 costs roughly about 30 euros, which is at the moment of this recording the same in dollars. But for almost half of your money you can get a card with triple the performance. I am packing an AMD Phenom II quad-core at stock speeds, 12 GB of DDR3 memory at 1600 MHz, and for now the HD 7570 2 GB GPU. Now let's jump straight to the benchmarks. Note that all the results were noted while in real matches, no bots or empty map. In Assassin's Creed 3 720p very low settings, the only game tested in single player, but the results were noted fighting the guards in the city, something that most of you will probably do all the time. You can expect a minimum of 19 frames per second when the action kicks in, an average of 40 most of the time, and a max of 62. Pretty nice results, but don't get fooled by the numbers because very annoying stutters are present all over the place. Next we have War Thunder again in 720p and low settings. You can expect a minimum of 26, an average of 47 most of the time with little stutters, and a max of 70 frames per second when not much is happening. Next we have Smite, my favorite MOBA so far, this time in 1080p but still low settings. You can expect a minimum of 44 frames per second with little stutters from time to time, an average of 80, so very playable, and a max of 115 frames per second. Very playable results. But if you really want to play and record this game and still be competitive, I recommend lowering the resolution to 720p. Finally, one of the most played games, CSGO, again in 1080p. At medium settings, no AA, you can expect a minimum of 30 FPS, an average of 86, playable with no stutters whatsoever, and a max of 291 achieved when nothing happened indoors, so it's not an isolated result. Going down to the lowest settings, you can expect a minimum of 57 frames per second, an average of 103 most of the time, and a max of 290, this time with no stutters whatsoever, very competitive experience. And you can even record using those settings, but if you just want to play the game, I recommend using the medium settings, because you can save some of the beauty of CSGO and still get decent results. Do I recommend this GPU? No, not at all, mostly because of its price. At $50 you can get a more powerful card, which could max those games at 60 frames per second 1080p, or at least 30 FPS but very high settings on more demanding games. If you're stuck with this GPU in a pre-built system, but you're not into gaming or just enjoy indie games and watching Netflix, this card is more than enough, even for 4K playback. Yes, this is kinda odd. You can't play CSGO decent in 1080p, but you can watch 60 FPS 4K videos on YouTube. Mostly because of the 2 GB video buffer. But if you're stuck with the cheaper 1 GB variant, you can remove the 4K from the list. I hope you enjoyed this video and thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more.